Hey gardeners, this is Amy with Garden Up, and today I want to talk about two different weeds that are often confused with each other. One is edible and very nutritious, and the other is poisonous, so don't get them mixed up in your salad. So these are the two weeds I want to talk about today. This one here is known by several common names. The one I'm familiar with is Prostrate Spurge. Sometimes it'll have a black spot on the leaf, and that's known as Spotted Spurge. Either way, they're both euphorbias. The scientific names are Euphorbia maculata or Euphorbia prostrata. Either way, the gist is it's a spurge, but this is the one that's poisonous. You don't want to eat this, you'll get very sick. It does have some medicinal uses, but I'm not into that line of knowledge, so I'm not going to get into that. You can look that up on your own if you're interested. It has a milky sap. The sap can be irritating to your skin if you're sensitive to such things. It's never bothered me before, which is the only reason I'm not wearing gloves. This one, on the other hand, is kind of lemony. Tastes really good. It's very nutritious. This one is called Purslane. Common purslane, you can also call it some other things, but that's the main common name for it. Portulaca, oleracea, so it's in the Portulaceae family.
Euphorbia prostrata is an annual herb producing slender, prostrate stems up to approximately 20 centimeters long, sometimes purple tinted in color. The oval-shaped leaves are up to 1 centimeter long with finely toothed edges. The inflorescence is a cyathium less than 2 millimeters wide with petal-like appendages surrounding the actual flowers. There are 4 male flowers and a single female flower, the latter developing into a lobed hairy fruit 1 to 2 millimeters wide. Euphorbia maculata is typically prostrate with specimens rarely reaching up as high as 30 centimeters. The stems spread out in a mat along the ground with each stem rarely greater than 45 centimeters long. The leaves are oval but rather elongate, up to 3 centimeters long, and arranged in opposite pairs. The leaves are often marked with a reddish spot in the center, a feature that led to the common name of spotted spurge. It is similar to Euphorbia prostrata, but that species has shorter leaves and are more rounded at the tips. Only Euphorbia maculata has these dark spots in the center of each leaf, but this isn't always present. The cyathia, bisexual reproductive structures unique to plants in this genus, are very small, with 4 petal-like appendages that are white or sometimes pink.
So that's how to identify this weed. I find this one absolutely fascinating because even with this bright red stem and contrasting green leaf, it can be so well camouflaged it's almost invisible if you don't know what you're looking for. I have literally come up on flower beds where the client didn't even see it. I did because I knew what it looked like, but it was a mat, almost like a mulch, and it's fascinating because it almost disappears. So even this bright red coloring, it camouflages. So it's fascinating to me. I love this weed for that reason, but just don't eat it.
Purslane has smooth, reddish, mostly prostrate stems, and the leaves, which may be either alternate or opposite, are clustered at stem joints and ends. The yellow flowers have 5 regular parts and are up to 6 millimeters wide. Depending upon rainfall, the flowers appear at any time during the year. The flowers open singly at the center of the leaf cluster for only a few hours on sunny mornings. The tiny seeds are formed in a pod, which opens when the seeds are mature. Purslane has a taproot with fibrous secondary roots and is able to tolerate poor soil and drought.
So that's how you identify this one. It has a lot of culinary uses, and it's used all over the world in different cultural dishes, so it's really fascinating how widespread this weed is. Also, of all the weeds you could have, this is actually a good one because it will pull up nutrients and water from deep in the soil. It'll stick its deep taproot down and get through thick, heavy soils that other plants may not be able to penetrate. It's a great companion plant. It'll cool the surface of the soil like a mulch does and hold moisture down. So really, I'm actually going to leave some of these in my xeriscape bed because it's a good plant to have as well as it being edible. So how do you get rid of them? Well, they both have a very similar root system. It's a tap root, but it's not very deep. The purslane gets a little bit deeper than the spurge does, but they're pretty easy to dig. Just use a trowel or a claw or pretty much whatever you want. Dig right next to the plant so you can find the center and then just kind of pop it up. Throw it straight into your bucket. Again, if you're sensitive to things like milky saps or irritants, you might want to have gloves on you. I've never had a problem myself. But you grab the plant, you find the base, and you just pick it up, and as long as you get that whole root, you'll get most of it. Each of these plants can produce up to about 1 million seeds every year. So you do want to get these before they seed. If you get them early, you can shuffle hoe them and they're done. They're easy to deal with as far as weeds go. So here's a big purslane. I'm gonna go ahead and get this one to demonstrate for you guys. Gather it all up, find the center, and then dig. Pop that out of there. You can use a claw for these, that works well. By the way guys, quick update on this xeriscape bed. This is the 4th time I've watered it all summer long, and the only reason I'm watering it today is because I just weeded and that stresses the plant's roots a little bit. So I'm gonna give it a good deep water and then that's probably gonna be it. I don't think I'll water this again for the rest of the season. So little plug for xeriscape beds. Thanks for watching that video. If you liked it, please let me know by hitting the like button down below. And if you want more content like this, remember to subscribe. And if you have any gardening questions for me, leave a comment below and let me know. I'll see what I can put together for you. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you in the garden.